The Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is now official, and we've got the first look at the new design, we've got confirmation of all the hardware upgrades, and it's now available to reserve, so hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the reservation page online where you can reserve any of the Galaxy S25 models for free just by putting in your name and email address. And best of all, you'll get a free $50 as well as a free entry to their $5,000 sweepstake. It's completely free to do so with no commitment to buy. So if you're even considering one of the S25 series, then reserve it now by clicking the link down in the description below or the link in my bio. Now, on top of the new design, we've also got improvements to its protection, and the S25 Ultra has now got an exclusive second generation Gorilla Glass armor with a new anti-reflective coating, and the coating on its predecessor was already very good, so I'm very happy to see this. Now next up, we've got another look at the performance thanks to the S25 appearing on Geekbench, and this version has 12GB of RAM and an upgraded Snapdragon 8 Elite, and it's running at 4.47 GHz, which is higher than the 4.32 GHz on the regular version of the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Now the S25 scored 2,986 for single core and then 9,355 for multi-core, and of course these scores are going to continue to improve with the software optimizations before they ship them all out. Now the Galaxy S25 Ultra also gets a new sensor in it. While it's not activated just yet, the code exists for car crash detection, and it's similar to what we have on the iPhones, and it's going to alert authorities in case of an accident. And it's thought that this feature is going to go live on the release date, and it may also be passed down to the S24. When it comes to the physical design, we've had multiple reveals of the S25 Ultra, with the first being a very small part of the S25 Ultra, and this is supposedly a live photo, but personally I think it's just a Photoshop, mainly because of the colors and also the lack of real-world reflections. Now next up, we've got some renders of the titanium blue S25 Ultra in a case, and I have to say this new design has really grown on me, and I like it a lot more than I did initially. Now I've also created these renders in hand to give you guys a good idea of what it's going to look like, and it's going to be available in titanium black, we've got titanium grey which also has a hint of gold, we've got titanium white silver and then titanium blue, and there's also going to be some extra limited edition colours for those of you ordering direct from Samsung's website. Now the Galaxy Unpacked event is going to be on the 22nd of January, and pre-orders are going to be available until the 4th of February, and then the phone is set to ship on February the 7th, so it's not long until we're all going to get our hands on them. But for those excited, we're now going to run through the full specs, design and the prices of each model in the range to help you guys decide which one is right for you. So hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the standard Galaxy S25, which is coming with a 6.36-inch dynamic AMOLED display with improvements to brightness and color accuracy. We're getting a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 1080 by 2340, and of course protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, then on the rear it's a triple camera setup consisting of a wide, an ultra-wide and a telephoto camera, but unfortunately at this time we don't know the exact sensors being used. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite in the USA, and the global models are going to be using the Exynos 2500, and it's coming with a choice of 8 or 12GB of RAM and 128 up to 512GB storage, and this will be UFS 4. It's coming with a 4100 mAh battery with 45W fast charging, and it will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 7 based on Android 15, and it's expected to launch from around $800 in January 25. So next up, we've got the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, which is coming with a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and again we get improvements to brightness and color accuracy. We get a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 1440 by 3120, and again is protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, then on the rear it's a triple camera setup consisting of a wide, an ultra-wide and a telephoto, but again at this moment in time we don't know the exact sensors being used. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite in the USA, and then the global markets are getting the Exynos 2500, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and a choice of 256 or 512 storage, and this will of course be UFS 4. It's coming with a 4900 mAh battery with 45W fast charging, and of course it's going to come with 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 7 based on Android 15, and it's expected to launch from around $1,000 in January 2025. Now finally, we've got the most premium model, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and the S25 Ultra is coming with a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED display with improvements to brightness and the color accuracy. We get a 120Hz display with HDR10+, a resolution of 1440 by 3120, and it's going to be protected by Gorilla Glass Armor 2. We're likely going to get a 12-megapixel camera for the selfies, but there are a few rumors that it could be the first S phone with an under-panel camera. And on the rear, we get a quad camera setup consisting of a wide, an ultra-wide, a telephoto, and a periscope camera. But again, at this moment in time, we don't know the exact sensors being used. Now it's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite in all regions, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage, and this will of course be UFS 4. It's coming with a 5000 mAh battery with 45W fast charging, and it will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband, and it's going to be launching with One UI 7 based on Android 15, and the S25 Ultra is expected to launch from $1,300 in January 2025. So overall, the Samsung Galaxy S25 series is looking incredible, and it's great that we finally see a new design with the Ultra after we've had the same design for so many years now. Now we also get plenty of other great upgrades, and I'm especially happy with the upgraded glass protection and the anti-reflective coating, and I found this worked really well with the predecessor. There's also plenty of upgrades across the board for the rest of the S25 series. We're also going to be getting some new features from Galaxy AI, but we're going to have to wait until the official launch to find out everything. Now of course, launch is just around the corner, but as soon as anything else comes in, I'm going to be sharing it straight away. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing in the future, and go ahead and reserve your Galaxy S25 by clicking the link down in the description below, or just click the link in my bio.